Yo, what's up, guys? King Palestine here, bringing you for match number 4 of the IDL, or not IDL. Why do I keep saying IDL? The DPL, the Discord Premier League. And this one is a Gen 4 OU match, starring your favorite YouTuber of all time, of course. But in all seriousness, this is one of my matches. And for this match, we were down 1-2, and we really needed this point. So I was a little nervous, and I made a few bad plays that really screwed my momentum. But with that being said, I am just gonna start this match. I didn't really know what kind of team he would bring. I knew what he brought in the past, and I built a team, or I didn't build a team. I used a team that kind of incorporated things that would help me battle his play style. So I have lead Azelf as he has lead Machamp. So I just set up my Stealth Rocks turn 1, and I'm running Colberberry. So if he likes to lead Machamp a lot. So I brought Colberberry Azelf instead of the normal Focus Sash, so I could take the payback and a bullet punch, so I could get off my explosion for free if I want to go for it, or I can get a U-turn off, or whatever I want to go for. So that's why I'm running Colberberry, and with that, I was able to eat the payback, so I wasn't put in range for a bullet punch, which was my main worry. And he just brings out his Hippowdon as I go for explosion, doing 87%. So I wasn't very worried about the Hippowdon anymore. So I just went hard Heatran, and my opponent doesn't know what sort of item I am. So I just go right into Rotom, predicting the Dynamic Punch, and I just want to go for a Thunderbolt. I know that he can just go for a payback because I'm pretty sure it's not choice locked. As I do 33%, I live the payback, which I'm pretty happy about because I get another Thunderbolt off. I'm kind of sad here because he did get a crit, which means that I die to Sand. And it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but when a crit does double the damage, that means he did about 6 or 7% to me normally, which means that I would have been able to live another one afterwards, or at least I would have had a switch after, or we both would have knocked each other out on that turn, the next turn. So we didn't know who was going into what mod. So it was more of a 50-50 than Sand taking me out here. So that was a little sad, but it doesn't really matter because I was able to go into Vaporeon Protect and get the Sand to pick off the Machamp. So then he brings out his Roserade, reveals the Roserade. So I just stay in and let my Vaporeon get sleep powdered. And because I didn't feel like he would just go for the Leaf Storm as I had a Heatran. So then I go my Heatran now, and his switch, he predicts the Earth Power very nicely. And I was thinking about staying in, but I didn't want to risk the Earthquake, and he didn't know I had another Levitate user after my Azelf. So I decided that just going for a switch into my Flygon would be the best play, as I did get the Earthquake prediction correct. And then I go hard into my Vaporeon here, predicting the Draco Meteor. Sadly, it did miss. I kind of was hoping it would land because I wanted all the chip I can get on the Flygon. But I was able to get a wish off here, so I wasn't worried about staying in, as he goes hard into Jirachi. I believe I go for a Surf here. And I wasn't sure what sort of Jirachi he was running, but I was hoping that it was going to be offensive, as it is. I didn't think it would be a defensive one, as he did have a Powdon. And then he goes into his Heatran as I miss a Fire Blast, which I didn't even know you can miss a Fire Blast. But here, I'm running a Shuckleberry Heatran, but my opponent doesn't know that. So he thinks that I'm running a Choice Scarf Heatran here. And if I'm running Choice Scarf Heatran, I wouldn't want to stay in, as I'm locked into Fire Blast. So my opponent predicts my Flygon to come in and goes for a Hidden Power Ice. And here I reveal I'm not choice locked, going for an Earth Power, taking out his Heatran, which puts me in a very nice position, I feel. And I go into Vaporeon because if I didn't want to risk the 50-50. If I stayed in with Heatran and I lose Heatran, that kind of sucks because I don't have a whole lot for Jirachi. But if I go into my Flygon and it gets Draco Meteored, then I get put in a tough place as well. So I went hard into Vaporeon so I can get a Wish off, and so I didn't have to risk the 50-50, and I just get my Vaporeon in for free. I believe I go for another Wish here, as my opponent goes for a Leaf Storm, and I believe I protect here. No, I go hard Heatran, predicting the Leaf Storm, and then after this, I believe I predict him to go for a Sleep Powder, so I go into my Vaporeon. Yeah. And that was very nice for me, because that means that he has to go for Leaf Storm again, bringing him down to 3%, or my -4, which is 33% of normal hit. And I wasn't thinking here. I was like, I can go into Lucario and get a free Swords Dance off. And then I remembered last second that he can still go for a Sleep Powder, and I was like, crap. So I put myself in a bad situation there. But I went into my Flygon, and I kind of went on tilt because the turn before, I believe, my internet was screwing up. So I only had like 30 seconds left, so I started tilting. And my Flygon is Choice Scarf, so I was like, alright, I'm just going to click Outrage here so I can kill this Flygon, not thinking how he could just sack Roserade. So that was a big misplay on my part. I should have just gone for a U-turn. I'd been in a much better position. But he's able to flinch me so I don't get confused, and I can just go hard into Lucario. I probably should have gone into Heatran, but I just wanted to burn some sleep turns, hopefully waking up so I can do some nice damage to Flygon. But I wasn't able to wake up, so I just go hard Heatran here. As he keeps Iron Heading, I just go for a Fire Blast here, because it does a massive amount of damage to the Flygon. And as I said before, I'm Shucka Berry, so even if he wasn't burned, I was able to beat the Flygon. But instead, I just didn't want to risk it, and I just went hard Flygon to go into my Heatran so I can kill the Jirachi with an Earth Power, I believe. Hopefully, if I don't get flinched out. But luckily, here I don't flinch, and I just go for an Earth Power to take out the Jirachi. The crit didn't matter, and I was able to win this match for our team to put us at 2-2. I didn't expect to win it. I was hoping I would, but I was a little worried about it. But I'm just glad I was able to help the team out and pull the W. I was a little worried when my Rotom went down, but I felt like I played that match very well. And because my opponent didn't realize that my Heatran was Shucka, I was able to make plays to kind of that I wasn't worried about, because I had Shucka and I would still have my Heatran alive, but my opponent didn't know that I was Shucka. So it helped me out in the long run, I felt. So anyway, I'm just going to stop mumbling, going on, and I'll end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed. If you want to see how this week finishes off, make sure to subscribe, and there will be a playlist built for all 10 matches. This is the 4th match. Not all the matches have been finished yet, so I'm still waiting to do the rest. I believe that there's one other one that's done right now that I haven't already recorded. So with that being said, this is King Pilotline, and I am part of the Arceus's Wish, and I'm signing out. Peace.